Okay, I'm gonna try to show how to do a port. I'm gonna try to explain stuff as I go, but I'm not sure if it'll be perfect. Yeah, and it might take a while, so I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how it goes though. So this is what I downloaded. Like, yeah, someone gave me this. So just had these folders. So we got the FBX. This is like a lucky one where you don't have to grab anything from like Sims or anything else. It's just the FBX. If you need to grab like the FBX from like a Sims port or from Unity, you know, that's another thing. Maybe I'll make a small guide on how to get to this point. But yeah, now I have the FBX, and then I have some textures. Like this is already very organized, which is nice. This is like, usually it takes an hour if you have a Sims port or another one just to get to this point. But anyway, this is done. So I'm just gonna drag this over here, say import. There's the FBX. So let's move this down here. I'll just close these for now. This is just the dev kit. Oh, you can import like any body to do this, but yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, 3 parts. That's pretty easy. I'm gonna highlight all of them, and then I'm just gonna press S to scale, and the origin should be, or the thing should be at the origin. But if not, you can click here and say median or bounding box. I think works. Yeah. Because if I say like 3D cursor, well, 3D cursor is down there, but like if I click here and then try to scale, it'll scale from the 3D cursor. So this shows where you're like scaling from. So let's do like maybe this. I usually try to line up the boobs. It's usually how I do it. So this looks pretty okay. Yes, it looks like a good start. Okay, good enough. This is one where I don't have to move the arms as well. Sometimes if you have something with long sleeves, it sucks because you have to move it. What I do for that is, well, you can move the armature just by like, oh, let me turn my screencast. So, you click on the armature from the port and then do Control Tab and it should go into pose mode. And then if I move this arm, it should actually move like the sleeves and stuff down. And then you just match it with, you know, this. And make sure you're using the right axis as well. So you can say like, oh my god. Okay, so you would say like R, and then you're rotating around the Y axis, and then R, Y, and then like 40 is usually what this is. 40 degrees. And then, yeah, you just match it up. So, but we don't need to do that. Since this is like just a short sleeve, it's pretty easy. Okay, so we scaled it. It looks pretty good. We're going to remove these from the armature since we don't really need it. So we're going to highlight these 3. We're going to do Alt-P and then clear and keep transformation. So we can delete this armature now. Okay, we're going to drag these like to their correct spots here. So top. Okay, so these 2 will go into legs. And then I'll drag them onto the skeleton. Oops, let's open the skeleton. So these 2 I'm going to drag into the skeleton, hold shift and then hold alt and let go. And then it should be in there, and it is. So there's those. Let's put the top into the chest part, and then we'll drag that over and then hold shift and alt. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's do the top first. Let's just turn the leg stuff off. So, first thing I'm going to do is try to get it closer to the skin. So usually what I do is use draw to bring it out and use grab or elastic grab to bring it in. So you can like click on them down here, but I like just right click and say remove, or I say like add to quick favorites. So I have like draw added to quick favorites. I have grab, elastic grab, these 2. Both of those are added to quick favorites, so I can press Q, and then I have like, you know, certain things I like to use. So let's use elastic grab first. Let's you can click this, or you can press Alt Z to make it like see-through. I use this a lot to get stuff close. So Let's make this a little bit, maybe like this. And then turn on the X symmetry. So I'm just gonna try to get this like that. Maybe move this in. Okay, move this forward. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're just getting it close. Like this isn't gonna be good, right? Okay. Let's move this in. Let's move this in. We can probably move this out, actually. But yeah, we'll draw it out so it'll be fine as well, but should be okay. Draw this out a little bit since our neck is so wide compared to whatever game this is from. Okay, that's probably good for the first round. Okay, we're gonna go to grab now. Since grab like doesn't move so much of the clothing, it moves a smaller amount of the clothing, I can like just affect this and not have it affect, you know, the rest of the stuff. So we're just gonna try to get everything a little closer. It's okay if it goes into the skin, because like I said, we're gonna draw it out. So there's that. Okay, that looks good enough. It's pretty close to the skin. We're gonna go to draw now. I'll get out of X-ray mode. I'll change the strength down, 0.2. X is on, okay, and then I'll just make this a little smaller. And then I just literally paint it, essentially, and it should draw it out. Yeah, pretty easy. Okay, this looks fine. If I make it a little bigger here. This doesn't have to be perfect either, because we'll go back through with grab and get it closer, and then go with a smaller draw. But, I mean, or you could just leave it like this, most likely it would probably be fine. Okay, that has to come out clearly, but okay. Alright, let's go back in with grab and just move some stuff. So this needs to come further out, obviously. It's kind of ugly, so I'm going to use elastic grab to try to not distort the mesh so much. Let's move this up a little bit. This is just basic upscaling stuff. I'm going to use grab here since I want it to move but not distort too much. Okay, this looks alright. Go back into draw, get out. Oh, let's turn this down, maybe 0.15. I kind of don't like how this looks. Let's push it down just a tad. Okay, that looks better. Back to draw. Oh, save your work as well. I'm always really bad at this. Like that. Takes 5 seconds, but it could save you so much time. Yeah, definitely could save you time. I'll probably only do the top, just because the, like, jeans will look exactly the same. It will be the same exact process. And yeah, you don't want to watch me just upscale another whole thing, because it's kind of boring to watch. It's like, you know, fun to do. It's nice to do, but yeah, it's very boring to watch, because you're just watching someone be meticulous. This is probably good enough, to be honest. Doesn't have to be super close to the body, but I usually like it fairly close. Okay, final check, final check. Oh, also you can look from inside as well. It's another good way to do stuff. So I can see like right here, like the mesh is cutting into the skin, so I can just use grab or something and push it out. Oops, like this. I don't even know what part that is, to be honest. Oh, it's right here. Sometimes it sucks with the top trying to like push out because it's just hard to like get a good angle on this. Yeah, screw it, I'll just pull it from here. I hope it's good. Yeah, it looks fine actually. But yeah, sometimes looking from inside is nice to be able to find like clipping and stuff, like here. Okay, good enough. Let's see if we need a merge. Oh no, we definitely don't. Whoever did this mesh did a great job. Like, it's super low poly. Yeah, looks great. But yeah, you can do tab, M, and then merge by distance. I do that sometimes to get rid of extra vertices, and that will help when I use robust weight transfer. I'm also going to do the normals since they look a little bit rounded here. Looks fine though. Reset. Yeah, it looks completely fine. Let me just try one thing and see if I can get this to look a little flatter rather than rounded. I'm going to add just a weighted normal modifier right here. Oh, also we need to add our skeleton, but I'll do all these checks at the very end. Weighted normal. Okay, didn't really do much. Okay, it's fine how it is. Okay, so it's upscaled. Now we need to add the textures and stuff. So for some ports, when you actually go down and look at the material tab, it'll be like one part, it will say top, but the top will have like, you know, jewelry, it will have, you know, tons of different stuff. And the maker of the port will usually label it all with materials. So what you'll do is like press tab to go into edit mode. And then you'll go P and then separate by material, and it will separate all the stuff in the materials into like different like parts. This one's, you know, very simple. It's just a top. It's super easy. But like, let's try one of the other ones. Let's try like this. I bet you this has some, yeah, see how it has metal and skirt. So like if I press tab and then press P and then say separate by material, it split them into those materials. So like one is metal, one is skirt. I don't want to do that yet because I still need to sculpt it, and for sculpting I like to keep stuff like in one piece. So ooh, okay, I think that's good. Yeah, so it's still in one. So yeah, that just might be something you have to deal with. So yeah, let's do the armature. So we set our armature, just making sure that it's if we drag, oop, I don't want to do that. Oops. Oh god, no. So yeah, when we press shift and alt, so it's not letting us because it's already linked into the skeleton. And you can see it right there, it says top. Let's actually name it too, because text tools can't read this. It needs the like 1.0 or 0.0 or 2.0. It needs that number. So we're just going to say 1.0 because these zeros are skin, and then the 1 is going to be the top. Let's do the weights now. First thing I do is remove the old weights. It's these vertex groups, because Yeah, these are from like a different game or something like that. Bones have different names, so I'm just gonna click here and say delete all groups. And then I'm going to go to scent. Make sure our mannequin is set, so when you look in the dev kit, if you have your chest and you click this is the settings for the mannequin, and this is the settings for the skin, so just make sure they're the same. Mine are. So yeah, that's done. So we go to scent, we put mannequin here. These are just the standard thing. You can just click reset to defaults, it'll look exactly like this. And then just put mannequin, and then say transfer, and it should work. If it doesn't work, it means you probably need to merge vertices, so press tab, press M, press merge by distance, and make this small, and then fix your normals. I have another video on how to do that, but yeah, make sure you do that. But most ports you don't have to do that because someone created a mesh specifically for Blender. I mean, usually it's not like it's coming out of text tools. So yeah, that's done, so it's weighted now. You can also test it with the dev kit. If you go to the dev kit, go to Outfit Studio, go to this little thing. You can also shift click these to have like multiple open, but yeah, I usually have these two open. So make sure you're on the right skeleton, which is skeleton, and then you can say like dance or something, and then just check and see, oh, does it look okay? Well, it's like off here, obviously. I wonder why. So I'm just going to drag that out a little bit. Okay, but yeah, it looks fine. This is a very simple skin, like skin tight top, so yeah, weighting is very easy. And then we can just put this back to base pose. Okay, so that's done. We're going to export this. So I use the dev kit export, so we click on dev kit, we go to file manager, we click on the export tab, we find where we want to put it, so I'm going to put it here, select, I click simple export. Okay, not triangulated. That's because we got this from a different game and it's literally not triangulated, so you can do like Control T and it will triangulate. That's one way to do it, like, you know, very quick and easy. You can also add a modifier like a triangulate modifier, and then usually I say fixed here, beauty, and then keep normals. And now it should actually work as well. So if I go, wait, what? Oh, I have to get out of edit mode. Okay, so if I click this, now it'll actually let me do top. But let's call it like, because I'll probably do different sizes. Room ed. Okay. It takes a sec. Okay, done. Sweet, let's save our work as well. Let's open up text tools. Let's also open up this little thing that shows stuff without variants. So Final Fantasy, I have this little thing that says here with no variants. So right at the top, of course. So you just find one you like or whatever. Just because I don't like having variants, I like it. Just simplifies it and makes it so there's less textures. It's really not a huge deal, but it's just something I do. Let's use this. Let's use a pointed jacket. Let's try that. So, a pointed jacket. Great. Make sure you're on the right race. We're going to say load projects. We load this through M that we just got. We're going to say load model. Just keep these the same. Depending on what it says. Okay, if it just says weights fixed, then you're fine. So, okay, it looks like weird now because we don't have the right textures assigned. So, click save. Let's make a new texture. So I'm going to click on this little eyeball and then say new material, and we'll call this like shirt or something. It helps if these are named right because it will make it nice when people use it and put a number, they'll be able to tell which material does what, and also just to keep it organized. If you just call them A, B, C, D, it can be very confusing when you're mod packing and doing other stuff. It's just nice to give these like a somewhat descriptive name, not like, you know, shirt A 47. Just, you know, shirt is fine for this. So we're going to click on load preset now. We're going to use probably diffuse and mask. Say load color set, say load, and then click this make textures unique, just so we know it won't overwrite any other textures. So there it is, top shirt. All these should be blank. Yes, we'll put our other textures from the port in, but for now we're going to click on edit model. So these are our different groups. So when you look in text tools, group 0 are these are all group 0. So what are they? Well, they're the skin. So we know group 0 is the skin, so we can just say, oh, Bebo, skin, easy. Okay, and then group 1, that's our actual shirt. We're going to put the new material that we got, top shirt, which is exactly what we want. So yeah, you could see this one's top B, who knows what it is, top A, who knows. This is top shirt, the one we made. So when we press confirm, the skin should look gray and the shirt should look white. And look at that, it does. So, yeah, let's actually add the textures in. So let's actually take a look at our textures. So we're doing the top textures. So these look like a ton of different diffuse things. I'll probably just make an ID texture so that you can just dye it whatever color you want and you don't have to add like 70 different. Actually, I mean, this one's kind of cool, right? I might include like one of these, like leopard print something. Yeah, I might include these two. Okay, what's this? Okay, maybe 3. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of cool. But I'll probably just do an ID texture so you can dye it whatever color you want. So let's look at the other maps. So we have a normal, roughness, and specular. These are pretty much blank because this is just like saying, yes, it's rough. No, it's not shiny. So these are kind of pointless, so I don't even have to include it. Metallic is basically the same thing as specular. AO is the shadows. I usually don't include this because it can create like these little black spots that are very annoying. Ooh, that reminds me. If your port has like, if it comes from a certain game, and when you load it into text tools, it has like black spots, you can click, oh, let me save this as well. You can click edit model, go to modify all vertices, and then say clear, clear, clear. Clear these 3 and say done. And it should fix the little black spots on your model. That's only happened to me like twice. It's been usually fine, but sometimes you have like vertex coloring in Blender that will like screw up the colors in game and it will look very dark or something. So yeah, anyway, let's add the textures. So for diffuse, let's just add one of these. Top, let's just add white because usually the whiter diffuse is easiest to dye. If I put a black diffuse, it will be very, very hard to dye that. So like if I put a red dye in, it will try to put red on top of black and it like won't change the black. It'll just look black. But red on top of white will show, you know, perfectly. So let's put this. It's a 1K texture. Okay, that's pretty chill. Let's try doing the normal. So we saw that it was in maps, and then here's our normal. Okay, mask. 90% of the time a white mask is completely fine. You can edit the stuff like in materials in Penumbra and it will be fine. Usually a white mask is completely okay. So let's take a look. Ugh, this is like kind of ugly to be honest. Ew. Well, whatever. It is what it is. You could like put this into something and make this like less bumpy, like make the normal less like have the bumps not be as obvious, but let's just leave it, I guess. Yeah, we'll just leave it, screw it. But anyway, that's a very simple way to do the textures. Looks bumpy in here too. Let's just try putting a regular white diffuse in here. So you can click edit channels and then like you can change the color of each. So say I want to like fill this with all red, I just click this. Fill with green, fill with blue. No, it's just pure white. No, let's look and see what it looks like. Pretty much the same, yeah. So the normal texture kind of sucks. It just looks weird. Looks like popcorn or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll look okay in game, who knows. But yeah, I might just redo the normal in Substance or something. But anyway, that's how you do that. What's next? What's next? We can also like delete extra textures. So if you go here and say delete orphan files. Okay, of course not. Whatever, it's fine. Just keep the shirt. Yeah, the normal isn't great, but it is what it is. Let's export this and see what it looks like in game. So I'm just gonna click down there. Let's make a quick mod pack and just call this like top or something. Okay. Top dot tt. Okay, there we go. Now we can load this in game. Projects. Top. Okay. Did it clip a little bit or no? It just shows the nipple. Okay, we might fix that so that this hole isn't like so far over in the nipple. I should have checked that like actually in Blender, but it looks fine now, right? I mean, yeah, the Yiggle works. I mean, that's how you do it. Let's fix this though, because yeah, it goes over too much. I didn't even think about it, but I should have noticed it here, right? When I clicked material preview, I would have been able to see, but I didn't do that, so let's use elastic grab maybe. Move it like that. Ooh, okay, hold on, I don't want to move it too much. Let's use draw. That looks a lot better. I can also move these vertices if I'm very picky, which I'm usually not, but you can also just use grab, but then you run the risk of like distorting this a little bit too much. That's probably fine. Okay, so it's good on this side. I'm gonna turn the XY symmetry off and then move like that. Yeah, everything's not always perfectly symmetrical, but it is nice when it is. Okay, now it's a little bit too far out. So let's go back into solid mode. Let's go back into X-ray, and then we'll just move this in a little bit. Oh, I needed to turn X-ray. Okay, shoot. It's fine. Drag this in, drag this in. Oops, I was too close zoomed in. So it was all moving a very tiny part of the mesh. It's okay. I might move this part actually out, since it's like, what is this, right? I don't know. Does that make sense? No, there would be tension here. Maybe like that. Okay. How does the other side look? Okay, it looks fine. Okay, this looks a lot better. Let's just draw this final part out. Let's go back into solid. Let's turn up this so I can actually see. Let's look from inside and make sure nothing's poking in. Yeah, it looked fine. Yeah, I think it's good. So let's re-export this. So let's get out of this mode. Let's go. Let's actually reweight it as well, because sometimes when you change this, the weights will be screwed up. So I clicked here and clicked delete all groups. I just did it real quick with I have a thing on Q. I have like this where I can say delete all groups. So yeah, that's what I did. So now this is like has no weights on it. We go back to sent. Oh, we have to remove the triangulate modifier. Sad. Okay, this time we'll just triangulate it like this so we don't have to do it again. This is fine. Let's just double check. Yes, looks fine. Okay, good enough. We highlight everything, we go to the dev kit, we say simple export, and I'm just going to save it right over what it was. Click load, we click Blender and wait till this loads. Hopefully it doesn't take absolutely forever and just hurries up. Okay, holy cow, it took a long time. Let's save too, we don't want to lose our... not like we'll lose it, but yeah. Here it is, we load it back in. Okay, looks better here. Well, not like you can see it, but yeah. So we click save. We're gonna re-mod pack it, just a simple mod pack. Just to test if stuff works. Later on I'll do like an advanced mod pack. I probably won't do it in this video, but yeah, because it's gonna be long. But now we delete this one. Put this one. It's got a little bit of clipping here. Cry. This is like a place where you could actually check the in the dev kit if you check doing like one of these dances or something. Sometimes you'll actually be able to see clipping. I'm pressing spacebar to play it. No, it looks fine. I don't know. That usually means it's a problem with the weights. If it looks fine in the animation in Blender, it's usually a problem with weights, but it's probably fine. Oh, another thing you can do is like check it with like a C+. So if you click here in the dev kit, you can it'll change to scaling, and then I can apply like a scaling I have saved, like this big time. And then you can see, oh, okay, so people that use massive C+s, they'll have a little bit of clipping in these places. So you can like fix it, right? I can go to sculpt mode and just draw out these areas. I mean, I don't even use a chess C+, so I don't know why it was clipping for me, but sometimes it's just a good way to see like problem areas when you put a massive C+ on. This is just one I happen to have saved. So yeah. Okay, then you can click this to reset it. Went back down, okay. Let's go back to base pose. I'm gonna reweight it one more time, so delete all groups. You can do the same thing here. I'm gonna go to sent, transfer weights. Okay, now we use dev kit. Go here, simple, okay, export. And hopefully it doesn't take eight years this time. Cause yeah, that's very irritating. And we'll have a vitamin while we wait. Because we're healthy. Okay, done, sweet. Let's load this baby in. And this better working game or else. I mean, sometimes you have issues, right? Sometimes stuff sucks and it clips, and you can always just pull it out more, but anyway, yeah, it just depends. I'm assuming this will work though. I'm like fairly certain. Yeah, okay, good. And you can't see as much nipple, so yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it. I mean, pretty simple. You'll do the same thing for the legs. Like I said, you can like name the part. So like let's just do the beginning of like the legs, just getting it set up. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Shoot, let's go in solid mode. Solid mode is faster because my computer sucks and is slow. So yeah. So first I would sculpt it, right? So let's just pretend this is sculpted and just do like an insanely fast job that isn't good, but we'll just say, oh yeah, perfect. Look how good this looks. I mean, I might be tempted to do this, but it's better to always have the mesh like follow as close to the body as possible. Like look at the butt. It looks like ridiculous. Right, I would actually probably do this. I would probably like actually scale it down. And then G to move, and then try to put it closer. Wait, did that have... No, it was just the skirt. And then draw it out. But anyway, say that was good. Then we would go into tab, or we'd press edit mode. We can do it up here, or press tab. And then we're going to do P separate by material. And now we would name these different things, so they could be like dyed differently or whatever. So I would name this one like 1 point. Actually, mostly you do this for toggles. You wouldn't be able to dye it differently. If you actually want to be able to dye it differently, you put it on a different row, like or a different group number. So I would call like the metal one, I'd call it like skirt 2.0. So we'll do group 2 as metal, and then this one would be like the cloth. That's how I would do it. And then yeah, all this metal stuff we could give like a different material. And then this one I think just has the one. Oh no, it actually has metal as well. Oh, for the clip. So yeah, you would press tab, P, separate by selection. And now this one, because we already have a 1, so this one also I will do cloth, we'll do 1.1. And then this one is the metal, so we'll call it 2.1. So we have 2.0, 2.1, these are both metal. Let's just look. Yeah, so these are both on like a group 2, which we would make a metal material, make it like shiny or whatever. And then this one, 1.0 and 1.1, this would be the cloth material that would just use our UV. Oh, they're actually on separate UVs. Are they on separate UVs? What's another thing you can do is when you go into edit mode with multiple pieces, you can see if the person that made it designed them to be on the same UV. Like clearly these aren't supposed to be on the same UV because the skirt and the underwear are literally like overlapping, which you don't want. So these are clearly on different ones. So I mean they named them differently. So this would actually be like 3.0. And then let's see the two metals. The two metals actually could be on the same UV because see how none of them overlap. Wait, where's the 2.0? So there's that one. There's the other one. Oh, this one's just right here. It's like a single color. So yeah, these could be on the same one. Yeah, these could all be on the same UV. So we'll keep this 2.0, 2.1, and then we'll call this 3.0 because it has its own UV. Looks like that, so we could probably find it right in the maps. So yeah, see how they have their own? And you can see like, this is what they look like, exactly like what you see. So yeah. So yeah, this is on 3.0. The skin is on 0, the skirt is on 1, metal is on 2, and then the underwear is on 3. So yeah. Now I would just upscale it, do the weights, export it into text tools, and then do the same thing I did where I would like create a new material. This time I would create a skirt material, an underwear, and a metal material. So I would create 3, and then I would assign them correctly, right? In here, I would say edit, and then like 0 will be skin, 1 will be skirt, 2 I'll select my metal material, and then 3 will be underwear, and yeah, it'll be very. And then you just put all your textures in to the correct ones, and then you're good to go. Okay, what else? Let me think. You can also change stuff over here to make it dyeable. So like right now this probably isn't dyeable because we just put a random thing on there. Oops. So yeah, this isn't dyeable. So if I do like red, nothing changes. So you can go here to advanced editing. Go to our material and see, oh, shirt. Since I named it top shirt, it'll be easy when someone is looking through here to see what stuff is. Since we use white for ID texture, it's always 16A. So it's right here. And we just click this little thing that applies dye, and then down here I just change this to 1200, which is like standard, I guess. Save. And now it dyes red. Or whatever the heck color you want it, honestly. Okay, that's probably good enough for now. Bye.